Today we're gonna change the tire on the front. I got a new one for the back. Got two up on the shelf there. But this video is more about my homemade tire changing machine than anything else. So I've got it set so that I can slide this thing in there, lock it down tight. And this is all welded to this I-beam. This thing is rock solid. It's going nowhere. Made some spindles and some cones to fit various motorcycle tires, spacers, etc. I got various spindles for various motorcycles. They slide in there, bolt in from the bottom for a little torquey. That feels pretty solid, but not quite solid enough. We've got the upper arm that we're going to put in there. This piece, got a huge hinge pin. I know they sell tire changers, but I made this one for nothing, right? And so this traps the tire. The tire sits here. I got the duck head and all that goes on there too, but that opens up, and this is the basic skeleton of the tire changer. But let's change the tire. I'll show you what that's like. Got the front wheel off. I'm gonna put it on this bead breaker. I already had the bead breaker, so I didn't incorporate that into my my design for this tire changing machine. So got some lubricant. I don't ever bolt the thing down. I do need to pop out the valve core. I need a couple of these things. That's what I'm looking for. Valve core tool. Let's take the air out of it. Yeah, not yet. Hanging on by a thread, as they say. There you go. Go ahead and paint the edge here with some tire juice and break the bead. Turn it over, break the bead, turn it over, break the bead, flip the tire, get it back on this little peg there, little juice. Got why I got it down. I'll put some more of the little juice on there. There we go. Once it breaks, you can kind of take the thing off with your hand. We'll remove the old wheel weights. Let's put this thing on with the brake rotor down. Cones in there. That lines it up pretty good. Uh-oh. I don't know what I had the spacer for. It goes somewhere, it does something. We'll set it to the side for the moment. This is where I'm going to get these other items here. Duck head, a couple tire tools. Uh-oh. Duck head's trying to fall off. So this thing sits right on top here. And we got some adjustments we can make. We'll get this duck head right up against the rim here. Tighten down these. All right. Oh no, I discovered a problem. The brake rotor is exactly in the way of my little pin here that goes in and prevents the wheel from rotating. So we may have to do something a little different here as far as holding the rim. I might use a strap and go around some of the spokes. That could be an option. I don't know. Let's feel it out though. Everything falls on the damn floor. How does it work? We throw a little well, need to support the stop it from spinning. It's just on its bearings here. It's real stable and sturdy. I got the strap around the rim. Now I could just one hand this tire off like nothing. And then we're gonna come around here to the other side. And we'll hook the tire again. This time over here. Pull it around. Now, it just pops right off. Again, just one-handed. It's a very neat tool. Undo this. The old tire. Trash can that one. Hook it onto there. Cinch it up. And then, boom. That'll hold it. Now then. Well, look who's here. Where you at, Crow? Go. You want a treat, Crow? Look what I got. Look what I got, Crow. Oh, there he is. There's my crow friend. He was right up there in that tree. Look what I got, Crow. You want some of this? Come on, man. Crow came to see me. We usually meet out here at this fence post, and he'll come over here and get these cashews that I give him. They taste like tire lubricant, but he don't care. I put some in my pocket every morning before I come out here. There you go, Crow. Oh, there he is. Look at here. Get his peanuts and his cashews. And he likes to get his stuff. My crow friend. Enjoy it, Crow. All right. New tire. And you know, I had to give this one like a couple of second look. It's just a cheap Shinko. The rotation. I might even got the camera pointed down. How about that? It kind of weirded me out because all the tires I've ever seen, when it's got the rotation going this direction, the sipes typically look like this, like the tire should be rotating this way, like this. But apparently that's wrong. This is the way the Shinko tire works. But you always want to know, oh, you know what? I walked in here to get lube. All right, should slide right on. So the wheel spins that way. This is how it goes. I hear you, Crow. There we go. That knocked it right on. And it's going to be the same thing here. That's where these things right here kind of come into play. Drop center clamps. Push that in there. Leave that one there for a second. And then we're going to maybe put another one. Don't know if it matters or not, but oh, you know what? I've got a well, I've got a lever arm, but I believe I could use a tire iron. I never thought about that. Just put this tool in there, and it just gives me a little more leverage on this tire. I can feel it going in there, and I didn't even have to use the little gantry arm this time. Oop, oop, pops right in. It makes changing tires a breeze. They sell the Rabacondas and stuff, but I've only got about, $15 invested in this thing. Makes changing tires a breeze. I hear you, Crow. So I went ahead and put this on just to show you, how it traps everything together. You don't really have to use it for these smaller tires, but when you get something like a big 200 for the H2 or 190, you want that support because this rod wants to flex. I say it wants to flex as it feels really solid. I mean, it might as well be one piece as tight as everything is. But this was just some assurance so that the duck head would function flawlessly. And it really does. I'm really happy with my homemade tire changer. I bought the duck head and some bearings and some stuff. It wasn't like completely $0 or anything, but it wasn't $700 freaking dollars. And I'll tell you something else. Don't you ever type in tire changing machine and look it up on YouTube, because you will never see the end of the Rabaconda commercials. Ever. There are a lot of them. Grab some compressed air. That stuff comes in handy. I'm going to go ahead and set the bead. Should be 2 pops. Pop, pop. Bead set. I'm going to go ahead and air it up like past where it needs to be. There's 60 pounds. I'm going to pull this off. Serrator valve, I think is the name for this thing. So it's a valve stem valve, but I believe the term is Schrader valve. And the reason you don't put it in when you're setting the bead is because you want the air to really flow. You can't really flow with the Schrader valve. It'll go in there, but it's much slower. So you can hear how much less sound it makes and how slow it goes in there, and it'll just creep that bead on. This one says 42. I'm gonna go to 42. Oh no, I messed up. That was supposed to be over here by the valve stem. The last 6 tires that I mounted, let me explain myself for a moment. The last 6 tires that I mounted did not have a fucking dot. They were these Michelin Road 6s, Pilot 6s, none of those, like 6 in a row, no dot. And so it became sort of not part of, damn, that should have been right here now that I'm looking at it again, which is okay. I can, you know what, before I do anything, before I change anything, I'm gonna go put it on the balancer. And you just never know. This son of a bitch may just come out balanced. So before I make a change, I'm gonna do a check. I'll take that sticker off. I'm gonna wipe the moisture off the rim because that has weight. To the other side, get it cleaned up. Don't want dirt affecting the balance, do we now? I'm going to do a reapplication and use this as a scraper for the old tire weight adhesive. See, it won't scratch the rims, but it does knock that old adhesive off. And when you get down to kind of where it's just barely there, you can use a napkin or something. And something I've been doing is just cleaning the whole rim once I get it over there on the balancer. I just wipe the whole thing off with alcohol. That way there's, I don't have to worry about cleaning the spot whenever that comes up. And I'm gonna do the other side now. All right, to the balancer. Pardon the mess. We had hella projects going on here the other day. Keep a little tool here to loosen this. And this is just your Harbor Freight motorcycle wheel balancer. Nothing special. Put your cone in there and then let gravity do its work. Take the other cone, slide over. There we go. Once it's where it needs to be, give it a nice little lock. And then we just lay it on the bearings. Right where it goes. Whee! This is where I'll wipe the rim down with alcohol all the way around both edges. Carry any weird residue. Clean side of the napkin one time. Got some resistance. Vive la resistance. I'm gonna do the other side. Now, once it's almost stopped, we're gonna let this thing take its natural set. See where the heavy spot is. And it looks like we need a little weight, right up here. We're gonna put a little mark right at the top there on the tread. All right, there's our white mark. We're gonna put a little wheel weight right there. Then we're gonna come around here to the other side. Do another one right over here. All right, those are pushed on nice and tight. Now, let's put the tire here and see. I mean, that's pretty dang balanced. Let's turn it up this way and see what happens. Balanced. I think that's just where I let go of it. Balanced. Balanced. I just tried at various spots and see, yeah, that's maybe the quickest I've ever balanced one. It only took one try. Boom. Got it. And I should probably do the back one too while I got everything out. I got new tires, but I wanted to do some peel outs and some slides and stuff, but we'll see. I'll remount it. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.